watch what I say now. You recording? All right. Okay. Video's up. Video's up. We're rolling. Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Socks. Good to have you here. And if everyone would take a look around the room real quick and notice there's nothing different, so let's just move on. Just kidding. Cisco, obviously, for anyone who has eyeballs, is not here. He is at a funeral, unfortunately. So his I don't know. I was trying to make a joke, but I can't think of anything. He's not at a funeral. He's just feeling a little under the weather.
He's just being a...
He is being a... To be totally honest. To be brutally honest. And we're kind of pissed at him, but it's okay. I keep hitting the mic. This is just not off to a good start. What do we got here? We got some fun things for you guys planned for this episode. First of all, I want to start by giving you guys some quotes. I was scouring the internet, and let's just start off. These are all direct quotes from our fearless leader, Kamala Harris. Okay?
These are direct quotes?
Direct quotes. My hand to God. Quote number 1. Permit no woman to teach or to have authority over a man. She is to keep silent. Timothy 2:12. Quote number 2. Quote number 2. When a slave owner strikes a male or female slave with a rod and the slave dies immediately, the owner shall be punished. But if the slave survives a day or two, there is no punishment, for the slave is the owner's property. Exodus 21:20. Again, these are all straight out of Kamala Harris's mouth. These are direct quotes from Kamala Harris. These are not Bible quotes.
Did she say these things in the same day?
She wrote these. These are original. These are original Kamala Harris quotes from our fearless leader. These are not Bible quotes.
She has like a book?
Yeah. It starts with a B or something. I forget what it's called. But these are not verses, okay?
Depends on who you are.
If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Leviticus 20:13. These are just like when I say that, that's the chapter from Kamala Harris's book.
Yeah.
I'm just again direct quotes from our leader, Kamala Harris. This is not me saying this. I'm quoting these things. I can't get in trouble for this. Let's be clear, okay? I'm literally reading off of a website. This is all, the title, you can't see from there, but it's Kamala Harris's quotes. Where was another one? All whose curse father or mother shall be put to death. Having cursed father or mother, their blood is upon them. Okay, so I just wanted to start it off on a light note. Give you guys a couple of quotes from our fearless leader. I'm kind of fucking at a loss, bro. I don't know where to take this. This is weird. I've never really done this before. The only time I've ever recorded really a solo podcast, I've dabbled with it a little bit. I did like 20 minutes, like a few times, just by myself in here, just goofing off. And it never went well, ever. I kept a little folder in my computer, I have 2 of them, I think, not counting the one me and Cisco did years ago. Mm-hmm. But just like recent ones, like the last few months, I did 2. 15-20 minutes each, and they're in a folder labeled trash solo episodes, just practice bullshit. I just had some stuff on my mind, and to be totally honest, podcasting's really good, therapy wise.
For sure.
Definitely, it's nice. It's nice just sitting and talking. You know, you don't really get very many opportunities to do that. So yeah. That's about all I have to say about that. You're all probably thinking this is really weird, anyone listening, and I would be inclined to probably agree with you. It's kind of weird, definitely out of my comfort zone on this one, but, your podcast papa is here to pick you up early from school and take you out to get ice cream, because mom's not here, so she can't say anything about it. So we're going to have some fun, I think.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Just picture this while you're listening. Picture, that random, like, Wednesday or Thursday of school when you went to the nurse's office and, you acted like you had a tummy ache or something, you know? You acted like you maybe brought something up to mom and dad, like, before school, but they didn't quite go for it. You know what I mean? And you just said, fuck it, I'll just go to school. And then around, like, I don't know, like 10 or 11, you go up to the teacher, can I go see the nurse? And she sends you to the nurse. And
it's definitely before lunch.
Yeah, it's got to be before lunch, bro.
Yeah.
If you wait till lunch, you may as well just finish out the day.
For real.
To be totally honest.
For real.
It's, we've all been there. If you haven't been there, what the fuck are you doing? Who raised you? You know, obviously not your mom. So picture this podcast as, like, you as the ride to Handles in your dad's F-150, after he just freshly picked you up from the nurse's office, you know, because he knows, he's been there. If it was your mom, she would maybe take you home, make you some chicken soup, you know, but dad knows what's up. Dad always knows what's up. Dad knows damn well what's going on. Takes one look into your eyes and he knows. He's like, all right, let's go party. Let's take my little 7-year-old to Handle. Let's get some fucking milkshakes. We're about to get this shit rolling, bro. Oh, I just listened to, have you heard of Duncan Trussell? You know Duncan Trussell?
It's familiar. The name is familiar.
He's a comedian. He's, like, really good friends with Joe Rogan. He's been on JRE, like,
I'm sure
fucking,
if I've seen him.
Yeah, he's been on JRE, like, literally 50 times. Like, you search JRE Duncan Trussell in, like, Spotify or YouTube or anything, and it's, like, just a fucking laundry list. Like, he's been on a million times. And, he's one of my favorite JRE guests. He's super fucking cool, dude. He is, like, super kind of spiritual. I think he technically classifies himself as a Christian, but not, like, you know, he doesn't, like, strictly follow the Bible or anything. He's just,
not,
like,
super religious.
Right. He's more spiritual, but, like, just based off of technicality, like, he considers himself technically a Christian because of, like, the kind of God he believes in or whatever.
Yeah.
But he preaches, like, he's all about, like, psychedelics and weed and, like, trippy shit and, you know, being one with the universe. And he's very, like, boots on ground kind of, like, psychonaut type shit. And he's really cool. He's got a podcast called Duncan Trussell Family Hour, and I was listening to it at work today. And he had on Jeremy Corbell, which I don't know if you know who that is, but he is the documentary producer who made the original Bob Lazar documentary. He does a podcast now with George Knapp, and George Knapp is the guy he was a reporter at the time that Bob Lazar went public with his crazy fucking like Area 51 stories and shit. George Knapp is the guy that Bob Lazar pretty much went to like, you watch those original interviews and shit, it's like crazy stuff, like his face is blurred out and like his voice is all muffled and shit. But you know, knowing Bob Lazar now, he's like, everyone knows his face, he's been on Rogan, everyone knows who he is. You watch those old school interviews and you can clearly tell it's him.
Right.
And it's crazy shit. He's talking about all the wild fucking Area 51 experiments that are going on. And yeah, I was listening to Duncan Trussell's podcast and he had on Jeremy Corbell, and he made A few years ago, he made a documentary about Bob Lazar, and it like blew him up, and that's what got Bob Lazar onto the Joe Rogan podcast, and it blew everything out of the water, and Jeremy Corbell just went on the Duncan Trussell Family Hour, and I listened to that podcast earlier today, and it blew my fucking mind, the shit they were talking about. It was crazy shit. So I knew, like, dude, I knew going into it, I was about to be talking about this shit the whole podcast, bro, because it was like, it's so fucking crazy, dude.
How long was the
interview?
Yeah.
You mean the one I just listened to with Duncan Trussell?
Yeah.
It was like maybe an hour 20, something like that.
Okay.
Just a regular podcast.
Right.
He's a cool guy. Like, they were like shooting the shit. They they know how to chill.
Right.
It's not just like annoying fucking listening to reporters talk about aliens and shit. But yeah, you got the old Smoky. Hell yeah, bro. Is that shit good?
This episode is not sponsored by Old Smoky Whiskey.
Hey, but it could be if they wanted
But
to.
it could be.
Old Smoky, if you're listening, let us know. Hit us
Listen
up.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. Hit us up. Absolutely. We'll tag them. We'll tag them in the fucking description.
Yeah, I gotta get a little loose.
Hell yeah.
Loose goose.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was nervous, bro. That's why I'm drinking a Truly right now. I know that's some pussy shit, but I just need a little something. I was about to go into it raw dog, and I was like, my nerves started kicking in. I was like, fuck, I need a little drink. Yeah. It's just weird. Like, I'm chilling, I'm good. It's just like, when you do a podcast, we have like almost 40 episodes now, and we are sitting in the same fucking spot every time. It's like we've, created a comfort zone for us.
Yeah,
almost.
literally.
And so it's so weird, like, any changes that are made at all, it throws it off in your head. You're like, it just feels different. It feels weird. Like, it feels very foreign. So, yeah, this is definitely a very different thing. But I don't know. I mean, if we get positive feedback from this, I might start a second fucking podcast because,
fuck it.
Dude, I mean, fuck it. I've been wanting to do a solo podcast for quite some time. God, that's so much talking, bro. Like, already, we're like fucking 5 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, god damn. It's a lot.
Well, you're carrying either way.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of shit I wanted to talk about. Let's get back to alien shit, dude. It's so fucking cool, the shit they were talking about. They were talking about, well, first of all, they talked a lot about Bob Lazar, obviously. For anyone who doesn't know, Bob Lazar is now he's an older gentleman. He is a very famous, pretty much scientist who came out publicly about having helped the government work on alien technologies, gravitational field technologies, things that can bend and manipulate space-time, and basically like do whatever it wants with matter, that kind of technology, which is pretty wild. So yeah, way back in the day, I think like fucking 70s or 80s maybe, he was like a youngster, and he was I forget what his profession was at the time, but I know he was a really smart guy. Like, he was a scientist, and he was like known around his neighborhood for making like doing crazy shit with his cars. Like, he had a Honda that he put a fucking jet motor on, like a jet engine on, and just like wild shit. And he was like known in his community for being that guy that like does crazy shit, whips crazy fucking four-wheelers around the neighborhood and shit, and always blowing shit up. And he basically got contacted by the government in one way or another to come. Obviously, it was all secretive. They didn't give him any actual information, but he was contacted by them to come basically check out some things that they needed help with. They just wanted to like pick his brain on a couple things, and it ended up being this whole thing. Like, he went into these like laboratories. It wasn't technically Area 51. It was, what was it called? It was called like fucking, I don't know, like Sector 4 or something. It was
random
yeah,
bullshit.
it was something like a few miles away from Area 51 that was like there's the Area 51 Air Force Base, And then a few miles away from that, this was where they went. It was like a building, technically a building, but it was like weirdly hidden, like inside a mountain or some shit. And yeah, so they took him there, and that was where he saw all kinds of crazy shit. He went in and like just walking through, there were like doors that only have that like foot by foot window thing on in the middle of the door, and he could like peek through the door a little bit, but like they wouldn't let him see anything. He would just, by passing through these different rooms, he would be able to get a quick glance at what was going on in there. And he said he would see all kinds of crazy, like he would see like literal disc shaped like saucers that could fit. He described them as basically, they were big enough, they were obviously aircraft, but they weren't big enough for regular sized human adults. They were like almost big enough for children to pilot. And he also saw what he never, Bob Lazar never says whether he saw an alien when he saw this thing or not, but he says it could have been a doll. He's like, he for sure saw something that was like posted up in a room that a bunch of scientists were around it looking at it and like examining it. He couldn't tell if it was an actual creature or if it was just a doll that they were using to like, fit in the spacecrafts they were working on. He didn't know what it was, but these were just things that he saw while working there. He never really worked on any of these things. The main thing that he worked on was this half sphere looking thing. Like that's how he describes it. It almost looked like just a metallic sphere that was cut in half, and it's laying on the table. And
he had the Fushigi ball.
He had the Fushigi ball, bro. Yeah. The OG, he had the real Fushigi ball. The one that really bends fucking gravity. And yeah, so he describes this thing. This is the main thing he was working on. And he said they didn't tell him directly, but through like, just talking with people around the office and around the building and stuff, the information he gathered was that the people who they previously had working on this thing and experimenting with it tried pretty much cutting it open to see what was inside, and it just exploded and like fucking killed them. So they got Bob Lazar to replace these guys that were killed by this thing so that Bob Lazar could test it and check it out and see what he could do with it. Basically, wow. He ends up describing it. He never like tried cutting into it or anything. He just did experiments that he could. I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he pretty much did these experiments and ended up coming to the conclusion that it's a propulsion device that is unlike any like carbon-based propulsion device that we have, like that runs off of fuel and shit. This was a gravitational propulsion device. So it, instead of moving, so pretend this is your flying saucer, right? So what this half sphere thing does is, instead of shooting energy out the back of your saucer and you just fly forward, this thing instead doesn't do anything with the saucer itself. Instead, it bends the gravity and the matter around the saucer to pretty much suck the saucer in. And that's how all of this footage and everything that we see these days, like of, all these alien spacecraft and people, that fucking crazy shit that was flying above Vegas or whatever. I mean, there's hundreds of videos coming out a day now of this shit. And you can clearly see that whatever these things are that are flying around don't have a propulsion system. They don't. Like, they don't expel heat or gases. They don't, like, there's no, like, rocket systems or anything that are making them fly. It's all, they just, you see in the videos, they'll just be there, and then the next second they'll be over here.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking, it's nuts. They can, like, literally, they move like there's no resistance whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's basically what Bob Lazar was saying this device did that he worked on. He says this was their propulsion device. This bends gravity around the craft and allows the craft to move at fucking Mach 20 within 2 seconds, you know? Because it's not, it's in a way, it's way simpler than what we have. And that's why it's so easy for this device, however the aliens power it, to make things move so fucking fast. Is because it doesn't do shit with the craft itself. It just bends fucking matter.
Right.
You know? Which is crazy shit. Yeah, so that's pretty wild. What else did Bob Lazar do? Another cool thing that he did, he actually got in big trouble, because back then, this was obviously now, you know, if someone, like, did the things that Bob Lazar did nowadays, they would probably just be straight up murdered, or their family would be murdered, they'd be wiped off the face of the earth. Back then, the whole whistleblower thing was kind of new to the government, at least when it came to this, like, super classified, like, you know, top secret alien project type shit. Mm-hmm. So back in the day, Bob Lazar had a little bit more freedom, and they ended up taking that away from him big time because he, like, you know, he took advantage of it. He would work on these crazy things. He had pretty much the, like, flight test schedule that because they would take these crafts out, outside the base, just in the desert, and do test flights with them and fly these crafts around, these crazy fucking alien spacecrafts. And I keep bumping the mic. Hope that doesn't sound like shit. But yeah, so Bob Lazar would fucking take, I think it was every Wednesday or something that they said, he would take all of his buddies, he would load everyone up in a camper and set up his camper on this, like, hill out in the desert where he knew they were going to see the shit flying. And he would just show people these test flights that they would do with these crazy spacecraft. Wow. Like, he would take his buddies out and be like, dude, this is the shit I'm working on. Isn't that nuts?
That's some shit we would do.
Yeah, it's just some dumbass shit. And yeah, that's, like, you know, still his buddies to this day. Like, they vouch for him. It's all kinds of crazy shit. So basically, the general timeline is he starts working for these guys. He starts getting a little bit liberal with, like, his viewing of the things and telling people about stuff. He would tell his wife and his friends, and he would get groups of people to come out and look at it. And when they caught on to him doing this, they shut that shit down quick, quick as fuck. They were like, absolutely not on my watch, no. And they tried. Pretty much, he got in trouble for that, and then he went public with it, just kind of out of spite, because he was like, "Oh, you guys didn't really make it clear that this was like a sus government thing going on. You just told me you needed help." Right. So now I'm kind of pissed because I got in trouble for no reason, really. I'm gonna go to the news. That's where he met George Knapp, the reporter who did the interview with him, the old blacked out face interview. And then it just took off from there. And yeah, and then when he went public with it like that, they knew who it was. Right. So they tried deleting him pretty much off the face of the earth. Like, they tried wiping his resumes and wiping his like employment history with the scientific companies that he worked for and did work for. They tried wiping his records of, like, diplomas, because he was a brilliant fucking guy, like a literal scientist. And he went to, like, you know, really nice schools. They tried wiping all that history. Luckily, they didn't do a great job. They did a pretty damn good job. Like, they almost got his ass. But thanks to George Knapp, because of how great of a reporter he was, he, you know, did actual, like, journalistic research, and he, you know, went and talked to people that Bob Lazar claimed he worked at, and places he went to school at. He found, like, you know, a bunch of receipts that prove shit. He found a bunch of, you know, his diplomas, and he found security gate lists of when, like, you have to, like, check in with security or whatever at certain places that he worked, and he found, like, Bob Lazar's name on those lists, and he was, you know, he just found a shit ton of proof that was like, listen, Bob Lazar's not just some crazy asshole. Like, like he's got shit to back it up. You know what I mean?
Work.
Yeah, he's really putting in the work. Like he's not capping. and so yeah, thanks to George Knapp, Bob Lazar is now one of the many people that we credit with the I don't know what you would call it, the alien culture, UFO culture, or whatever. People who are super into that shit. Now, like me, I'm a hardcore geek when it comes to that shit, dude. I love alien shit. I just think it's so cool. Like,
I do too.
It's so dope. Like,
I've always believed in aliens and shit.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have like more of a negative or positive outlook on that? So do you for sure believe in aliens?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
do you think do you think that all of these sightings are just like a bunch of like bullshit hype because it's a trend right now, or do you think this is actual shit that we're catching on camera?
I mean, it's probably actual shit, but like, I don't know. I mean, it's been going on for years.
Right. I think, it's been going on for forever.
I know that they just recently were like, hey, yeah, aliens are real.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Which, that is crazy.
That's some crazy shit. That's like the government, like, literally is telling us now, like, yeah, this shit exists. My bad.
Literally.
Like, what the fuck?
But, like, I mean, it's been going on so long. I just feel like, I mean, it's not really, I don't feel threatened by it, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, people make the argument, people compare it to, like, us looking at an anthill, for example, you know?
Yeah.
Like, people claim, oh, aliens wouldn't give a fuck looking down at us. They'd be like, look at these crazy-ass monkeys blowing each other up. Fuck them, I don't care. But I kind of disagree with that because we have people who study anthills. We have people who study chimps, monkeys, whatever.
We got Bob Lazar's.
Right. I think if aliens existed and they were able to see us, bro, and like study us, I think we'd be interesting as fuck. Like crazy fucking interesting. I mean, think about it, bro. I think our technology, look at how fast our technology has been rapidly increasing over the past few years, right? Just take the past 15, 20 years, right? If you go back like 20 years, we didn't have smartphones.
Yeah.
Like straight up, we just didn't have smartphones. And now my smartphone can do 20 things at once and not even get warm. Like, that's fucking nuts. I can take detailed pictures of the moon, bro. I've showed you those pictures, right? Mm-hmm. You've seen them. That's nuts. It's fucking crazy. And that wasn't happening 20 years ago. So imagine where our technology would be 1,000 years ago. Fuck, even 100 or 1,000 years from now. Fuck, even 100 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think aliens would look down at us and just analyze. Because you also got to think, if they're that advanced, they don't have our, like, emotional, moral bullshit that we have to constantly be in battle with all day, every day. They look at things very fucking scientifically, probably. Like, very objectively.
Oh, yeah. Like,
they wouldn't look at us and stomp our asses out for no reason just because they're not emotional. I think they would not stomp our asses out because they would want to study us, because we're so fucking interesting. Like, we were basically just hunter-gatherers. Like, we still have that chimp DNA in us. Our DNA is 99% chimpanzee DNA. I don't know if you knew that, but that's how closely our DNA is with chimps. And that alone is fucking nuts. Like, the fact that we are so close, like our past, we are so close to our fucking hunter-gatherer past, we still have that DNA coursing through our veins. That's why when you see a fine bitch walking around, you're like,
That's exactly what I do.
like I'm being serious though. Like that's why you know, you get the blood pumping when you get a workout in. That's why when you see a mate, that's why you get all hot and bothered and you just can't stop looking at them. You know, that's our DNA, and that's close to us. Like that's not that far back from us. And the fact that we have the technology that we have, I mean, even like stem cell research and shit, like just period. Like even like our atomic technologies, we have atom bombs, we have the craziest fucking technology that we've ever seen on this earth, easily.
Oh yeah.
And we were just hunter-gatherers. Like we are basically chimps with nukes. And I think that, like, if an alien that was so advanced it could travel the universe and study everything saw that, chimps with nukes, which at a base level is what we fucking are, I don't think they would want to destroy us. I really don't. I don't think they would be super into us, per se. I don't think they would want to be friends. But I definitely think they would want to slowly try to observe us from afar, and very, very slowly through our cultural, like through our big cultural progression like eras, try to integrate communication with us. Which I think in part that's what this whole thing is, that like us recently having seen so many more UFOs and you know, the government coming out officially, like, admitting to having recovered crashes of UFOs, and we have this material and these. I mean, this is like real shit. You know, this is no longer like crazy people like just making shit up to get famous. Like this is real. Like we have proof that the government straight up told us like we have UFOs. Like they're admitting to having crashed UFOs and having this weird technology that we're trying to fucking like tear down and integrate into our technology. It's weird shit, bro. And I personally think that this whole UFO phase that we're in right now is a sort of school that the aliens are putting us through. I think this is a sort of evolutionary learning experiment that the aliens are trying to do with us. I think they're not gonna be like, oh shit, the chimp saw us. Our cloak machine isn't working. We forgot to put cloak juice in it. They're not gonna fuck up like that. They know what they're doing, clearly. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they don't want to be seen, they're not gonna be fucking seen. I think they want to be seen. I think they're trying to sprinkle in a little bit of information here or there, a little bit of technologies here or there. Yeah. I really think that's what's happening.
And since like the government admitted and said it was real, right, they're probably thinking like now, like, oh, okay, we can start showing up more.
Yeah,
and people won't like fucking freak out.
Right. What do you think about? Did you hear Trump talking about that like Arabian president or whatever that has? Or no. Fuck. I wish I knew where the dude was from and what his position was, so I wasn't sounding wildly racist right now. But he was some kind of like Middle Eastern like prince or something who was coming out like exposing Trump for having come in contact with the Galactic Federation. Did you hear about that? You didn't hear about that?
No.
So again, this is going to sound wildly racist. I'm not meaning it to. I just don't know. I don't remember who the guy was. But some like Saudi Arabian prince or something came out to the public about how he had a meeting with Trump, and Trump pretty much told him, like, he spilled all the beans. He was like, look, we got some crazy shit going on. The aliens have been in contact with me. This is what he says Trump is telling him. Mm-hmm. He claims Trump is telling him the aliens were in contact with him. The Galactic Federation, which is like basically the U.S. government of space that's made of the aliens. Basically that like look, the United States is like who we want to go with this information. Like this is coming from the aliens, pretty much according to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking weird shit, dude. Really weird shit. Like just I don't know. I don't know if I trust that, but it's still funny, you know? It's still interesting that high level motherfuckers, like people that are respected, are coming out and being like look, this is like shit that's happening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is we need to be paying attention to this. And which we do. We do. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. I also find it fucking crazy about the vibrational technologies that they're experimenting with.
Mm-hmm.
I know we talked about it a little bit briefly on the podcast, but dude, I'm excited to see what they can do with that. I'm super fucking excited because they're thinking there's a bunch of companies now experimenting with these like frequency technology, like vibrational technologies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're claiming that it's pretty much a whole different path of technological advancements that were used by like the ancient Egyptians. They think it's very similar, if not pretty much exactly the kind of technology that the aliens use is this frequency technology. They use like sounds and vibrations and shit. And they think that's what the Egyptians and, you know, everyone who made those giant, you know, megalithic structures way back fucking 1 to 200,000 years ago that they're thinking now. Yeah, they pretty much think they're using like these vibrational frequencies, rubbing fucking sticks together or whatever in like a perfect way. And you're able to make these super precise cuts. And you're able to pretty much levitate things through fucking vibration and all kinds of crazy shit. They think that's how they were able to cut and move the giant fucking multi-100-ton boulders that were built, like, or that were used to build the pyramids. Yeah, it's just wild shit, dude. I can't... I hope people like this episode, bro. I hate the sound of my own fucking voice. I hate it so much, dude.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why. It's just always been a thing with me. Like, I can't imagine... I don't know. Now I'm just going to start degrading our fans.
No,
because
okay.
obviously, you know, there's a reason people listen to us. We're not famous, but... You know, we have actual fans. We have people that genuinely like listening to us. And
Shout out to the fans.
Absolutely, bro. I don't want to talk shit, but like, why do you guys like listening to me for real? Like, well, I feel like I am so annoying. I'm just here babbling like I am an important person who has shit to say.
I've actually heard a few people say that you have a good podcast voice.
Really?
You got the voice.
That's nice of them. I think Cisco has a better podcasting voice than I do, to be honest. I think I'm just like... So. I think his voice is better than mine. I'm just a little more like high speed than Cisco when it comes to conversation. Like he's good, but when it comes to like filling in dead space, I think my brain's a little bit more in tune to that. I've just been in the podcast world way longer than like either of you guys. You know what I mean?
I think it's not just that. I think it's just like also just your literally your voice.
Yeah.
Your pitch.
Yeah.
Your frequencies.
My frequencies.
Your vibrations.
Yep. My vibes. Yep. I understand that. Well, to anyone listening, to any fans who think I have a good podcasting voice, I appreciate that. And hey, let me fucking know in the comments. You know what I mean?
Let them know.
Let me know. Let us know. If you hate Cisco's voice, let him know. Let him know. If you don't like him because he's brown, please, by all means, let him know. I promise you he won't delete those comments. I promise. Yeah, I don't know where to go from here, bro. Let me check my notes real quick. What do we got? I had a couple things, man. I wanted this to be a fun one. Oh, dude, we need to do a promo video. Like, just for Apex Prey, period. We need to get...
Like a commercial?
Yeah, like even just something simple, bro. Like, we need something we can post to be like, if you guys haven't reposted anything and you want to, this is the one to repost. We need a promo video, not for, like, a specific episode, but for just the podcast as a whole, like
Yeah,
just for us.
We need like a skit.
Yeah, like something fun, something goofy, for
down.
sure.
I agree.
Cisco had a great idea. He said he wants to do. He's really big into the short films idea, and I'm kind of for it. I think it'd be dope if we start making short films, like little 10-minute films. I think that'd be fun. We can make get like serious with it, you know, like do like acting and shit. That'd be fun, bro. I would get into that. He wants to do. I'd be down for comedy too, though. That'd be that'd be the way to go. Like comedy, so we can we don't have to do serious fucking bullshit acting. Like we can just have fun with it.
I mean, yeah.
Like Cisco said, he wants to do one of the first ideas he gave to me was a short film of like me chasing him like across the U.S. Mexico border in like my army outfit. I think that'd be funny. Do something with that. Funny. There was also what was the other one? Oh, he was telling me the other day at work that he's always like making himself laugh thinking about how every time he makes a purchase with Apple Pay, it like scans his face to make sure it's him buying something. Mm-hmm. And he tells me like every time he does that, he laughs because he imagines his like FBI agent that watches him through his phone. He imagines like the face on his FBI agent's face like that he makes when he sees Cisco just get like sadder and sadder as he makes more and more purchases and just drains his bank account.
That's fair.
He said it'd be funny if like we do a skit like that where like his face just gets sadder and sadder and then it switches over to me in like a suit and I'm like the FBI agent like laughing at him or something. That'd be fun. I would like short films. That'd be cool. I think a horror movie would be super dope. We could get like some fucking fake blood, special effects. We could do like a little fucking I don't know, a little Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Ohio Chainsaw Massacre. That'd be sick. That's an idea. Posters. We have 3 posters, everybody. If you've made it this far, we will make a little clip of this so we can post it. I want to get these fucking posters out to you bastards. So we have 3 of them right now. We can get more if the demand is there, but we don't know that the demand is there yet. So we need you guys to let us know. Let us know in the comments, okay? If you want a poster, we will have you go through a couple steps. We'll post that in the description of the post that we make. Keep an eye out for it if you're here listening to this. But yeah, for any true fans out there that have still stuck around, I'll just give you guys the little inside scoop first. Since we're already here with 3 posters, we're going to give them away. We're not going to charge anyone for them. We're going to give them away completely. They look just like this. Was this in the camera? At least part of it? If not, I don't know. They look pretty much like this.
It usually is.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're interested, it's just going to be something dumb, you know, like a little like 3-part list that you're going to have to go through. You'll have to like share and tag us and comment and probably follow our TikTok, like prove that you followed our TikTok. It'll probably be those 3. We'll have you share something to your story for one. We'll have you comment something on like a TikTok post or YouTube. We'll have you comment on the YouTube. That's what it'll be. Make a YouTube comment will be the second one. And then third one, what did I say the third one was? You remember? Just fucking said it.
Follow the TikTok.
What was it? Yeah, follow the TikTok. And yeah, that's just off the top of my head. I think that's
you'll see it. If you're a real fan, you'll see the post.
Yeah. If you're a real fan, and you're even listening to this right now, like you've gotten this far, then
facts.
Then first of all, I fucking appreciate it. We all appreciate it. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. Again, we only have 3 because the demand's not there. But if you guys let us know that you want them, then the demand will be there. We'll get more. We're also coming out with merch. We got some shit cooking, man. I'm excited. Very excited for what the future holds.
Absolutely.
We are also going to be doing more interviews. We're going to be getting out to Kent more, especially now that summertime's here. It's getting nice. Weather's getting fucking beautiful. I'm loving it, dude. I was waiting for I feel like I was waiting for so long for the weather to get nice. Like,
It always feels like that.
it always feels like that, bro. And it was weird this winter because it wasn't even technically that bad of a winter.
It wasn't.
We didn't have very much snow at all, to be honest.
No,
but
last winter
was
fucking
rough with the
sucked.
snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this winter, it wasn't bad snow-wise. It just felt like it was dragging, bro. It was like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. I just want to do some shit.
Cold.
Yeah. Yeah. We also have a new podcast that we were excited to get out in the summer and be active with. So, that could have been part of it. I know I'm excited for that.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, what are we at for time? How we looking?
We're at 45.
45. That's not a bad fucking episode for being solo. Not too bad. I don't think it's gone too terribly. I feel like,
It's going swell.
yeah, I feel like the Bob Lazar stuff was pretty fun. Gave you guys my favorite Kamala Harris quotes. That was a good time.
We also got our Paralympics coming up this summer.
Paralympics, dude.
We gotta
Fuck
plan-
yeah,
we
I
gotta get
forgot
that
about
planned
that, dude. We do gotta plan that shit out. That's fun, bro. Damn. Let us know if you'd be interested in that. If you're a local fan and you might be interested, let us know, bro. I don't know. You might not have heard. It was kind of a weirdly specific thing that we talked about like once, but we want to do what we're going to call the Paralympics. We're just going to get a whole bunch of homies out, do some Olympic type games, get out in the summer, be active. Dude, that'd be so much fun. We could do some fucking gold, silver, and bronze medals.
It is a beer Olympics.
Yes, it's gonna
We're
have
not
to
just
be.
playing games.
Yeah, we ain't just playing games. You believe me. That's gonna be fun, bro. That's gonna be a fucking blast. We gotta find like a decent weekend to do it on,
Yeah.
like a 2-day thing, so
Yeah,
we can have like
need-
a lot of people and a lot
Yeah.
of games and shit.
Yeah.
That'd be lit, bro. We could start like if it gets big, we could make a fucking like street festival out of it or something.
Every year. Just
Every fucking year, dude. That'd be
Paralympics.
lit, bro. That'd be so much fun. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. All right. Let's call it. Let's call it. This is a solo episode, man. It's just me and Socks here. No Cisco. So, Cisco's out for the count right now. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. We're doing what we can.
You
all
got
right?
the two white guys.
You got the two whites. You're stuck with them. All right. At least for a week. Hopefully he'll be back next week. If not, he's probably dead. Hell if I know.
he ain't back next week, he died.
Unfortunately, that's the name of the game. That's how it works. That's what happens if you're Mexican in America. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. I guess that'll do it. Peace out, guys. Thank you very much. Like, follow, subscribe, etc., etc. Deuces.
Something like that.